The civil war in Syria is nearly 5 years old, and on Friday in New York City, diplomats will try to create a definitive plan to stop the fighting and restore the peace. The Russian president said on Thursday he's on board.
We
basically support the U.S. initiative on drafting a UN Security Council resolution on Syria. It is with the blueprint of this resolution that the U.S. Secretary of State arrived in Moscow.
But Putin is a longtime supporter of President Bashar al-Assad, and he told reporters the international community can't decide who will run the country. Another question, which members of the opposition will actually join the talks?
It
is clear ISIL and Jabhat al-Nusra are considered terrorist organizations. They should not be part of negotiations or the ceasefire. There are also other organizations recognized as terrorist by the majority of members meeting in New York. I hope we can all agree.
The opposition, which recently met in Riyadh, says it won't bargain with Assad and that he has to leave before a transitional government takes power. U.S. Secretary of State Kerry said Assad's future isn't predetermined.
That is not the position of the International Syria Support Group. It is not the basis of the Geneva Communique. It is not the basis of the UN resolution.
But the opposition is doubling down, telling Al Jazeera it won't agree to a ceasefire unless Assad goes. U.S. officials say they're forging ahead nonetheless.
The ISSG may have, or has, a different sense of what a political transition might look like than the group of opposition groups. So what does that tell you? That there's still more work to be done.
Analysts say unless the Assad question is resolved, the talks may be a waste of time.
As long as Assad is still in place, as long as people feel unrepresented by their governments, then you'll just have a constant insurgency until you really get a political solution.
While there is a sense of urgency to end the civil war, the reality is that the parties may not be ready to do so. Rosalind Jordan, Al Jazeera, Washington.